Have you spent endless hours watching your child spend enormous amount of time in front of YouTube and that math homework? That's nowhere to be seen. Or how about the fact that your child can remember every single IPM statistic but not that formula? So the frustration of going through your child's academic work and other schedule, your mind is endlessly churning, kitni baar bolu. And the word that keeps coming to your mind is lazy. Is my child lazy? If you are a parent listening to this and feeling a little uncomfortable, stay with us because today's episode will change the way you think about your child. Hello and welcome back to Homework Hustle, the podcast that helps parents raise smart, confident kids without losing their sanity. I'm Shubhada, the founder of Brainology,
and I'm Sheetal, the co-founder of Brainology.
And today's episode will focus on that one word that quietly changes and damages a lot of children: lazy.
Shubhda, in my opinion, that's the most misunderstood terminology in parenting today.
Really?
I believe so.
So basically, थोड़ी मेहनत और करे तो 95% ला सकता है. He is very intelligent but lazy. Or she is very good but she doesn't put enough effort. You know, she's so bright.
Shubhda, you invariably exposed most of the parents today.
From India.
Yeah. And while we are at it, while we are on this parenting exposure journey, let me tell you one thing. Parents never kindly take to a lazy child. वो कभी भी उनके लिए they will not have these kind of soft words saying अरे intelligent तो बहुत है 90% ला सकता है. In fact, they'll be very very detrimental and they go around saying निकट्टू है, नाकाम है.
It has a very negative.
It has a very negative conversation. And invariably parents make it about themselves. That I do so much for you and look at you how lazy you are. So it is never about that lazy child.
So then the conversation really, this is about, and the question really is that do lazy children exist?
I believe they don't exist.
No. There is no such thing as lazy child.
There is no such thing as lazy child. The problem is the perspective that we have, the perception that we have, and the unasked question. Generally, the question is that why don't you do this? What if we change the narrative and say that is there something that I can do today?
So there is an invisible obstacle that we are not acknowledging.
Yes.
Right. So Sheetal, why are we in such a hurry to label a child lazy so quickly? What's happening with the parent?
So we are in a hurry to label as such quickly. Lazy pe main aapki hu. Because it makes our life easy. Then we know how to handle things. What parent is seeing in the case of a so-called lazy child is the behavior. They see the behavior, they assume that's the intent. Correct? Homework nahi hua, lazy. Not paying attention in class, oh he's so lazy. Not studying, he's very lazy. लेटा हुआ है बेड पे, he is very lazy. Watching TV, he is very lazy. Homework कौन करेगा? Because in our head as parents, the child is seen as a product of what he or she achieves in school.
So if every minute or a large portion of their time is not going towards that achievement, effort towards that achievement, it becomes a problem.
Exactly. So adults are seeing behavior and they are assuming that that is the intent. Now child is not putting in so much of his thought process in saying that okay, I am behaving like this because I want to look like this. He's not behaving in a certain manner so that he looks lazy. He's just being himself.
It's quite, I think it becomes a part of your psyche. I think there are adults I know who would still recall at the age of 40 and 50 some teacher who called them lazy, and they remember it with a certain amount of bitterness.
Correct. They internalize it and that becomes the identity. So that is something that the child then grows up with into adulthood, grows up with into being it, because this child is one day going to be the parent. तो जैसे इसको हम treat कर रहे हैं, he's going to treat the next generation also like that. So let's remove the behavior and the intent. Let's not conjoin it and label the child. Okay?
So it's, I think what I'm hearing you say is that we label because it makes it convenient for us.
Yeah, it's very
so
convenient.
that when once you label, you know what to do.
Exactly.
Okay, and it you know it and once you know what to do, you feel satisfied.
Yes. And then you're going on repeating it, and the child he believes that he is that lazy,
And then
lump
that
setting
damage is coming in. Right. So Sheetal, I want to unpack what's happening with the child here a little bit. You are saying the child is not lazy. So I assume the child is disengaged. Is it boredom or is it something else? What's happening?
So first of all, let's identify something that boredom and laziness are not synonymous. Okay. Boredom is disengagement. Laziness is the child not being enthusiastic enough to do something. Okay. So as I was saying previously, that when we keep on telling the child you're lazy, he imbibes it and that becomes his personality type in his head. He grows up with being that. But is it intentional, or is it that I'm not doing something because something doesn't interest me? I'm not engaged enough to put my best foot forward. So that is where boredom and disengagement comes. So that is where we need to identify that why is the child not performing or not doing something as the societal impression wants him or her to.
Because you see, it's quite stark. They could do football for 3 hours, but a homework may just need 15 or 20 minutes. But there is so much inertia, so much resistance to even putting in that 15 or 20 minutes. And as a parent, you're looking and saying, it just takes 15 minutes, the child is lazy.
Correct. So the child could be engaged in something for hours together. Listening to K-pop, watching Doraemon, or watching whatever interests the child, watching an Arsenal match or whatever. And at that point, the child is very animated, very engaged in doing what the child is doing. But the homework, and it is not necessarily, you might find the child doing a homework which involves probably drawing something or probably reading something with great interest. But when it comes to write the answers behind the textbook. Okay, if that is the homework given, maybe the child is not interested and he lingers on. He will be there twiddling his thumbs, throwing the pencil down. Why? Because he is bored. He is disengaged. It doesn't capture his attention. So it's not that he's refusing to learn. That's not the problem. The child is not refusing to learn, but they are refusing to learn something that doesn't hold enough meaning for them.
That changes the entire conversation
Yes.
here, that it's not about effort and it's not about being lazy. It's just that it's not meaningful to me.
Value add.
It's not, as a child, I don't think this is value adding to me. Right.
So, Shubha, what's happening is that schools are teaching in a very standardized manner. I'm not blaming the schools here. They're teaching in a standardized manner, but unfortunately, one glove fits all doesn't work. Right? So, there are children who could be visual learners, that means they need something to see and learn. There could be children who want to write and learn. There could be children who would want to interact and learn. So there are different kinds of learners. So because there are different kinds of learners, it becomes that much more imperative for us to identify the reason for the laziness.
So essentially, you're saying if the child has a different learning style,
Correct.
and therefore you are seeing the resistance,
Correct.
it could just be that you have not identified the learning style
Correct.
of the child
Absolutely.
and misreading the child's challenge as laziness.
Exactly.
So parents, our next few episodes are going to unpack learning styles and learning differences in children. It will explain a lot to you about how children learn, okay? How they absorb information, how they remember and understand things. So don't miss our upcoming episodes on learning styles and learning differences.
I feel each and every parent
Yeah,
should be following us and should be listening to these podcasts, because that's what will decipher the entire बुद्धि जो है ना उलझी हुई, ये मेरा बच्चा lazy है. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and listen to our podcast.
So Sheetal, this one really blew my mind. With some children, it's not about laziness, it's about the fact that they're trying to get a better output,
Yes.
a more perfect outcome.
Correct. Because if you recall, we said that the parent believes कि lazy है, मेहनत नहीं करता, 90% तो ऐसे ही ले आता. So now there's a perception around that child that I am a 90%er, I am perfect. So I'd rather not try than fail. Right? So they are scared of the failure.
So I didn't try feels safer than I tried and I failed.
Yes. Where actually it should be that you'd rather fail than not try. But in this case, because we've already created a mind imagery that my child, my Raja Beta syndrome, 90% ला सकता है, मेहनत नहीं करता. So now the child feels that I'd rather not try than break that perception of me. So you won't hear them saying that मुझे पढ़ना नहीं. You'll hear them saying that I'm tired, I'm not feeling well today, I'm not wanting to do something, I'm feeling sleepy. You know, these are the things you'll hear
So
them
they are
saying.
what they are saying in words is essentially not what they are feeling.
Yes.
So they are articulating perhaps their anxiousness
Yes.
or a fear
Correct.
in a different set of words.
Yes. And so generally then what happens is that because marks feel such an overload, they might as well not try. Correct? So their anxiousness gets camouflaged over there. Rather, what we see behind the facade is that the child cares too much. It's not that he's careless. The child cares too much.
Cares for the outcome,
Yes.
is concerned about
Is
the
concerned about the
result.
outcome.
But-
And फिर result अच्छा नहीं आता, and then you know what happens. Result अच्छा नहीं आएगा तो policing begins.
Yes. So essentially, the minute marks drop, the pressure
Yes.
increases.
Yes. Instead of increasing the pressure, instead of correcting them, we need to connect with them, right? So instead of berating them कि तुम्हारे marks अच्छे नहीं आए, this is where, and therefore you will not watch TV anymore, and therefore you will not play your video game anymore. Instead of that, we need to create that connect. Do you need help? Can I help you in any way? So connect before you correct.
Okay. What a line. So Sheetal, what is it that a parent could additionally be missing here?
Yeah, so we spoke about laziness because of disengagement, boredom, but there could be a deep underlying reason, right? So it could be different learning styles, it could be different learning needs. Differential learning needs could be without wanting to label anybody, but there could be a learning concern over here, there could be an attention concern over here. Maybe ADHD or ADD or dyscalculia or dyslexia. The child is just not able to do it, and and this not able to do it gets camouflaged as laziness because you'd rather be lazy in the eyes of the world than be stupid,
Wow. Right.
right?
Yeah.
So if you're lazy, at least there is some
it's
hope.
some respectability.
Yeah, कि मुझे तो 90% आ सकते हैं, मैं कोशिश नहीं करता,
Hmm.
right? At least that leaves some respectability, as you said. But then if there is a deficiency,
So if there's an undiagnosed
Yes.
problem,
yes,
and that is something that needs addressing.
yes,
So parents, in our other episodes on learning differences, you will also understand when to take action. So stay tuned.
so because of all these things, maybe the effort becomes invisible, क्योंकि you'll see the child at it for half an hour, 40 minutes, 1 hour, के now the story flips, कि मेहनत तो बहुत करता है, but where is the result, right? So we are not getting to the bottom of the reason. We are skimming and scanning the surface. We are not getting to the bottom of the reason. Okay, what is the reason? What do I need to address? Where is the root cause? So that is something that the parent has to very consciously do a deep dive in. So now the story flips over here when we see that the child is at it. आधे घंटे से बैठा है, 40 minutes से बैठा है, book खोल के बैठा है, but unable to process the information. We are seeing that, but we are unable to see what is happening at the back of the mind. The frustration that the child is going through, the feeling of helplessness that I'm trying but I'm not getting it. So that is where we need to do a little deep dive. So the child then rather feels that I'd rather be lazy than be incapable. वहाँ पर he himself is being able to see the incapability. Right? And we need to help the child over there.
Yeah,
We need
that's
to
so
help the parent
heartbreaking,
over there.
so
We need to help the
heartbreaking.
child.
Yeah, if you look at it from a child's perspective,
Yes.
that is so heartbreaking.
And the child is trying to avoid, not because he or she wants to rebel. उसके पल्ले ही नहीं पड़ रहा है, उसको समझ ही नहीं आ रहा.
And that small child has that additional task of facing the world.
The world.
So Sheetal, the key question in all of this is, what should I as a parent be doing differently?
Yeah, so I just want to begin with a disclaimer. We are not trying to flog the parents. We are here to support the parent community. So please get that straight first. So first of all, as parent, you need to get curious that why is the child not able to do what he is expected to do.
Don't assume.
Don't assume. Okay, so get curious about the reasons. Do a deep dive कि ये क्यों नहीं हो पा रहा मेरे बच्चे से. Then look for patterns. Is it consistently the same subject? Is it the teacher? Is it the classroom environment? Or is it the social environment? Invariably, हमारे हिंदुस्तान में our final exams are on Holi. And then we expect children to put in their best. So is it the social environment also that is contributing to the laziness per se? Identify the child's interest. Use interest as a bridge. Remember disengagement? So use interest as a bridge to help the child. Identify कि उसको किस चीज में रुचि है. If it is sports, connect math with sports. IPL तो चलता ही रहता है, right? More and less and averages and everything the child can learn if you use his or her interest to teach that. Stop labeling. Remove the word laziness from your vocabulary. बस मतलब somewhere that that generational labeling has to stop somewhere.
So I think the key point I'm taking here is the child has to first feel safe
Yes.
and not attacked.
Correct. And be a part of the process. No? let the child feel that yes, I'm not alone over here. The
So
child
you're
will thrive only
Yeah.
if he feels that I have unconditional support from my environment.
and
And
you're a child, you're on
yes.
this journey, there is something that's not going right, and you are alone.
Yes,
So
nahi,
it should not be
exactly.
that
And the nucleus of the child's environment is the home and the parent.
the parent.
So if the child gets enough of support from the parent, from the home, the child will thrive. Otherwise, don't expect your child to thrive in an environment which is shrouded by loneliness.
So imagine struggling silently every day, and the people whom you love most, depend on most, run to advice for most, keep calling you lazy.
You become what you hear. So if the child is constantly hearing that ये lazy है, lazy है, lazy है, perform नहीं करता, the child starts believing that yes, I'm lazy, I am not going to be able to do anything better than this, because no child wants to disappoint their parents.
And the worrisome part is that we use this word so casually,
Yeah.
so lightly, we repeat it so often,
Yeah.
without thinking about it.
So the child imbibes it within himself, no? That if my parents think I'm lazy, then I must be lazy, right? I don't want to refute what they're saying. And as I said, that no child wants to get up in the morning, first thing in the morning, and disappoint their parent, right? So it becomes a way of
The child
life.
becomes the story that they hear.
Yes, exactly. Very well said, Shubhda. They become the story that they hear. The entire story is constructed around them.
So, parents, today's biggest takeaway for me is that behind every child who's lazy, there is a deeper story. Isn't it, Sheetal?
There surely is a deeper story, and there is a mismatch, or there is a gap between what we think to be laziness. Laziness is a manifestation. What we think to be laziness, the gap is between our perception and is the child being engaged how he wants to be engaged? Is the child being taught as per his learning need?
Right. So, parents, to answer some of these questions on learning needs and learning differences, stay tuned to our upcoming episodes. You can find us on Instagram at Brinology1 and follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and whichever is your favorite place to listen to podcasts. So, thank you so much for being a part of this episode of Homework Hustle. Bye bye.